give off this sort of positive, sunny self, but actually you had this really tough time.
It's hard for me to speak about this stuff. What makes me emotional is because it's helped me a lot. And what is happening? Ah!
No, because this is amazing.
I'm getting so hot because I don't normally get this vulnerable with stuff. Hi, I'm Ashley Roberts, and I'm in great company.
Former Pussycat doll,
Ashley Roberts.
Ashley Roberts.
Ashley Roberts, everyone!
That was a group.
It was a moment.
That was a group.
We were 1,000 miles an hour. It wasn't until my body started kind of shutting down that I was like, oh, maybe we're going a little too long, too hard, too fast. When I left the dolls, I had shingles across my face. I had eczema all over my entire body.
How trapped were you within your body?
I lost my father to. My dad was a drummer, a percussionist, a goofball. There was this really fun, vibrant side, but then he had his struggles, and those struggles, I think, just got the best of him. I want to paint him in a way that was special.
What do you like in a relationship?
Ooh. There's been many areas of love, but I think that this current one I'm in is quite nice. It's caused me a lot of anxiety and stress because I'm opening up about things that I haven't spoken about, and I'm also putting myself out there.
Would you at some point want to have kids? Hey guys, welcome back. We have a great episode for you today. We have Ashley Roberts on the podcast. Ashley was a Pussycat doll. She toured around the world. She now lives in the UK, and she's coming into the studio. I'm so excited to talk to her. Now, today's episode, we talk about so many different things, from losing her father to suicide, to relationships, to love, to Pussycat dolls, to her new book that she's written all about breathwork. It's full of everything. She's a good friend of mine, and today's episode is a lot of emotions for all the great reasons. Now, if you haven't subscribed to our show, please do. All you got to do is click the button. It takes 1 second, and I cannot tell you how much it does for us. So if you can do that one thing, that would be amazing. Okay, enjoy this episode. It's going to be amazing. We both did Strictly together.
Yes, we did.
We did.
We did.
I got to the final.
Hey, so did I.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't win.
No, we didn't. We didn't win.
But we were there.
We were there. It's interesting about Strictly, right? I listened to this podcast which said if Strictly was called SAS Who Dares Wins, people would be okay with the fact that it was quite hard and it's about dancing, and people would be quite tough, right? And because it's Strictly, it's meant to be happy, but it's a dancing competition, which is a lot. And coming from a place like being in the Dolls, where it was, I can't even imagine how ruthless it was the whole time, bang, bang. Do you think shows like that, or do you think shows like that have to be in that way, like quite tough in order to be successful?
What do you mean, tough within the rehearsal space?
Yeah, tough within the rehearsal space, tough within making people Strictly's had this sort of bad rep.
Yeah, I mean, because my experience with Pasha was it was hard work. Listen, I'm quite an active person. I got my bum handed to me. I was like, this is hard. But I had a quite joyful experience.
Because so did I. That's what I had a really great experience with it.
Yeah, and Pasha and I had a great partnership, and I wanted to go in there and work. Also, the timing of it happened right after my dad had passed. And my dad said if I end up doing that show, he wanted to fly over to see me dance because he missed me dancing so much. So for me, I was in a space of this is a gift. I just want to dance, and learn this. And so that's the headspace I was in.
Wow.
And so I felt it quite, it was quite meaningful to me to be on that show. And I had a great partner, and we did a lot of amazing things.
Yeah, I do. It's interesting because I've spoken to someone else about it, but my experience was pretty amazing with it. And I actually admire the sort of hard work that those dancers put in. I didn't realize, and you probably knew already because of the Dolls, but becoming a professional dancer, it is the hardest thing in the world to compete and keep going from the age of 11 and keep turning up.
I loved it.
Did you really?
Oh my God, because it was in my bones. Dancing to me was just like I could escape and go to another realm and another planet. I felt like I could just get inside of the music. I just loved it so much. So I liked the hard work growing up because I wanted to excel. I wanted to get better at the craft that I felt so passionate about.
Do you ever have moments where, have you ever done this? And be honest with me, have you ever gone onto YouTube
Oh God.
and watched your Strictly Dance before by yourself?
Okay. Okay. So I hadn't for a while because I was like, I can't do it. No. But then I
Had a little
did.
moment.
I had a few glasses of vino. When I go real New York there. I had a glass of vino and I had to show my boyfriend, a few of the tricks I was doing. A few of the
Wait, you gotta watch this one.
I was like, baby, you're gonna love this one. Look at this. Yeah. That's your girl right there. Oh God, no! And then there's some I was like, you can't watch. I was a troll. Remember my Charleston troll one? Oh, sweet Jesus!
I did one with the jive. It looked like I was starting a motorbike.
What were you meant to be looking like?
What
Were you meant to be starting a motorbike?
No, I was doing.
Oh, your drive moves.
Yeah, when I did I don't know if anyone knows. If you're listening to the jive, is where you sort of pump your leg down and flick it up.
Yeah.
Every time I pumped it, I was.
He was jiving. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
I was eating up that jive.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before we begin, I want to do some breath work with you.
Oh, you want to start off right at the bat?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, can we stand or do you want to do something sitting?
We have to do sitting, I think.
Okay, so...
But why don't you explain why we're going to do breath work?
Well, I mean, I'm coming out with a book.
Let's go. Come on.
Which is wild. I mean, me?
Yeah.
A book?
Yeah.
If you went back in time and I was in high school sitting there daydreaming, not being able to pay attention, they were like, you're going to have a book one day. I'd be like, yeah, right, guys. Anyways, yeah, I mean, this is something I'm super passionate about that's helped me so much. And I want to share it with everybody.
When they said we want you to write a book about breath work, were you like, did you say breath work or did you pitch it or how did it work?
It was like a gift, honestly. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for years, but just as, something I've done that makes me feel good. And I kind of got prescribed it by a doctor when I did some blood work. They were like, the way the system's going here, you can get stressed out quite easily. And I was like, okay. They're like, you should really try breath work. I was like, well, funny enough, I'm already doing it, but I just made it more than a priority. And for my nervous system, like I call it going back to home. I'm like, when I start doing it and after a few minutes, I'm like, oh God, I feel like my mind that is mostly running at 1,000 miles an hour.
Same.
Monkey mind. I mean, there's a circus,
yes.
Chimes, drums, flutes. It's all going down. And when I do this stuff, like my mind just goes, it just clears. And I feel like I'm like, oh, there I am.
You swear to me.
There I am.
You swear to me that happens.
I swear to you. Yes. And listen, like, I don't walk around for the rest of the entire day like that. But even like those few moments as I'm walking out of class and I'm walking home, because my class I go to is in walking distance, which is epic. I am like the most hopeful, positive person. I'm like, I can do this. Yeah, I can make that happen. It gives me goosebumps. Where normally I'm like, nah, probably not. It's not going to happen. Not quite sure. It's just all the things are going off in the brain. And when I do this, I'm like, it just brings up, and there's actual science behind it. I thought I was just drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm like, this just feels great.
It feels freaking great.
I like it. I'll have some more.
And you know what? It's free.
It's fucking free.
It's free, dude.
It's free.
Yeah.
You just can do it anywhere, even in the car. Because, honey, these streets be crazy out here. Like, you get those drivers that love the brake and the honking of the horns. And I was like, I'm going to talk about breath work, and I'm stressed right now on the way here. So I was like, okay, use your tools. He probably thinks I'm an absolute weirdo in the back of the car. I was like, I'm doing all this kind of stuff.
Should we do it? Should we do it together?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what we should do.
Can we do like a minute one or two, and then we can get the listeners. So if you're listening right now and you're listening to this and maybe you're on a run or maybe you're I don't know, if you're driving, maybe don't do this.
No, I wouldn't do it driving. You probably should focus on the road.
Focus on the road, but if you're feeling a bit stressed, okay, let's just take a moment to do this and you can lead it. Here we go.
Yeah, well, there's a few ones you can do. I love the breath of joy, but we'd have to stand for that. So what we could do sitting, I could do the conscious breath, a 2-part breath.
Love this.
Okay, so sit in a comfortable position. You usually want a straight spine.
Okay.
And then put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, on your chest. And then you're going to take a deep inhale. Sorry. You can take an inhale to the belly, inhale to the chest, and then exhale out the nose. So belly, chest, nose. Keep going. Belly, chest, nose. Do that about 5 or 6 times and then just sit with it for a second with your eyes closed. And you'll feel a little tingling sensation, a little buzzy sensation. And really what's happening is you're creating your own endorphins, which is freaking awesome. So imagine doing that. I mean, you can start off with a few, but you want to get up to about 2 minutes if you can. And 2 minutes is where the real serious shift happens.
What?
There's this nerve attached from the brain to the gut called the vagus nerve.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I joke that I was like, used to be hanging on the Vegas Strip. Now I'm with the vagus nerve.
I like it.
I thought of that myself.
Dude, that is good. That is, I hope that's in the book.
It is in the book.
Let's go.
It is in the book.
Let's go.
Patent that stuff. And yeah, it's by stimulating that, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of the nervous system that says it's time to chill out. I call it like the heart space, the love space. So most of the time we're sort of in the fear, doubt, concerned, which is quite normal.
Always.
In this world that we live in.
Always.
But yeah, by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, we feel more chill, we feel more calm. And the more you do that, the stronger that comes.
I heard that apparently we take something like, we're meant to take something crazy like 18,000 breaths a day. And we take something like 45,000 breaths a day.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
So
we're stressed.
Hyperventilating the whole time.
We're stressed. We're shallow breathers, most of us. Yeah. And so they say that you're supposed to take about 6 breaths per minute.
Get out of here.
That's challenging. But the thing is, this is it. Like we're constantly just in our chest when really we need to be down here in the diaphragm using the full capacity of the lungs to really get all the oxygen that we need. Look at me acting like I'm a doctor and a scientist over here.
But I can also feel it on you. Do you know what's amazing? I can feel it on you.
Can you?
Yeah, dude, like 100%. When someone, I swear to God. And like, I've been told the whole time, and I reckon so many people in this room, meditate, breathe. You should do that. And we all go, I don't have time. I don't have time. Yeah. Someone very wise said to me once, the moment you say you don't have time to meditate or do breath work is the time that you need to do it.
Exactly. We got to prioritize these things.
Without a doubt.
And honestly, if you even do this for like 3 to 5 minutes, there'll be, a bit of a shift. You'll feel better. But then imagine if you do it for like, I go for a long time because I love it. And I take like an hour and a half class, which you should come with me sometime. No, you don't. I do. Oh my God, Jamie, when I leave that class, I am floating. I'm just like, yeah, we all right. Everything's going to be okay. And just to have that perspective shift for that moment of time, that walk home, like you think, that shift in perspective, how will that change then the way you operate in life, right? It's like, for an example, I have a gorgeous friend of mine that I love and adore, but like sometimes I get triggered a bit by her. And if I take a second, then my response to that is different than what it would have been if I was stressed or triggered. Just by that changes the direction that your life will unfold. That's
so funny. I have a real issue at the moment where I am so reactive. Man, like
we all are.
Yeah, but I'm not like. Okay, I'm very truthful on the show, so I'll be very truthful with you, right? And then return, you hit me straight back with truthful things.
Okay.
So my wife is pregnant. It's amazing. It's the best thing in the world. But what I'm not good at quite at the moment is a lot of things going on with her, right?
Yeah.
And so she can fire stuff at me with like maybe just anger or irritation. It's not really aimed at me, but I react badly.
Okay.
Because I think I'm obviously clearly highly strung or stressed at the moment.
Yeah.
And I need that thing to keep me level.
Balanced. Yeah, that's it. What we say with the breathwork stuff is you go back into a neutral state. So that's where you sort of want to exist, as much as you can, which is tricky in this day and age. But if you do more of this kind of practice stuff, then that more like, I call it my bounce back, because I can get stressed really easily. I can get, anxiety can kick in, which people might not necessarily realize. My boyfriend says, he's like, I don't think people know this side of you, because like on the gram or in the world I'm like wee, but inside I'm like holy shit,
dude, I'm the same.
Yeah, and I am stressed out, and so by doing this more, I feel like there's more moments where I go back into a neutral state or a more positive state.
How does it shift the perspective? So when you go to your class, you do your breath work. What happens when you go through that process? So you're feeling all these emotions, you're feeling stress, you go into your breath work, and then what happens afterwards?
So even through some of the exercises, I think because I've done it so long, it can happen quite quickly because I've been consistent with it. But for me, how to explain it to somebody who might just be getting into it is, when you just, I mean, you feel just sort of like high, but also really relaxed, calm, more positive. You feel more peaceful, more like solution orientated. Like sometimes I'll go in with an intention of like, oh, maybe I'll try and find like a solution to what I've been sort of worrying about, because worry is sort of my natural state.
Same.
And by the end of it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've got it figured out. And this is a solution that might happen. It's just like you go back into a state where things are a bit easier to handle and manage and figure out.
I went to this therapy once, right? EMDR. I don't know if you... EMDR, man.
Yeah, bilateral. It's bilateral movement. Yeah.
Correct. It's the most powerful thing I've ever done.
It's fantastic.
It isn't, and I've spoken about it before in this, but if anyone who's just tuning in, it's this incredible therapy that helps with like trauma and different things, and it's done through rapid eye movement.
Yeah.
So I held these two vibrating things.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, hello. I held them real tight, and through this emotional vibrating, and you think about whatever moments you want to think about, or you do it through eye movement.
Yeah.
You process this sort of trauma experience that you had.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you go to your safe space where you do your tapping, where you tap either arm or you tap your legs, whatever. And it brings your whole emotions and your calmness down. It's insane.
Yeah.
And the thing which I just find so wild is that there's so much Western medicine out there. Go and take a pill to make you calmer.
Yeah.
Go and take a pill to make you feel better. Go and take a pill to do this. But actually the sort of cheapest things in life, doing breath work, going on a run, eating healthy, connecting with friends, that's what really helps us.
Well, this is it. And it's just a reminder, I guess. If breathwork's not your thing, I mean, it's definitely my thing. But I do feel like so many people could benefit so much from doing it. But it's just a reminder to do more things that make you feel good, right? That bring you more joy. Because life gets so hectic, right? And we get so like in our worlds, but it's important to take some time for yourself.
What was the moment when did you first start breath work?
Right. This is so like an eat, pray, love story. Basically.
I can't wait.
I was living in Notting Hill, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I just felt lost. I was like, I didn't know what was going on, what the next step was. I was over in another country, missing my family. And
anxious?
I mean, always.
Yeah.
And I knew of this guy named Maston Kipp. He was a speaker, life coach kind of thing. He had spoken with Oprah. So I was like, ooh, him. Okay, what's he doing? And he had this retreat in Bali. And it was quite expensive. And I was like, I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I want to do something. I feel like I need something. So I booked a flight, was there, and it was 12 days. No cell phone, no laptop, no, complete digital detox.
Yeah.
It was vegetarian food. We walked outside in the rice fields, and I didn't know this at the time, but he was like, after each lesson, we're then going to have Kundalini yoga. And I was like, well, I don't know what that is, but I like yoga. All right, cool. I'll try it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Let's go and do anything.
And I was just like, what is this? Because I haven't felt this relaxed and calm and sort of connected to myself. I can't even remember when. And I left there being like, this stuff's quite magical. And again, thinking maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. So I kind of was doing classes here and there. And that was probably 7 years ago.
Wow.
And then when I met that doctor and she was telling me sort of the makeup of my body and she was like prescribing it to me, I was like, well, I've already actually been doing this and I really like it. So I then committed that year to do it once a week, every week for like 3 years. And then I did a 200-hour course the beginning of last year. Your eyeballs.
200-hour course?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of breathing, but it was also some teachings as well. And afterwards is when this opportunity to do the book came in. Like, it was like a gift. And I was like, I can't write that. No, I don't. But through the process.
You can. And like I said before, I want you, because I can feel it on you. And when anyone ever talks, I always think...
What do you mean when you say that?
Because, okay, let me explain that. So when you talk about your family, most people talk about their kids, or they talk about, you can go for hours about it, right? You can say, oh my God, my kid is like this, my kid, and you can hear it like mothers and fathers and whatever, they can talk for hours about their kids, right? Yeah. And if you can relate that to something like a purpose, like a hobby, like a love, like a business, and you can talk so freely about it, you can feel it on you. And I know with you, we could sit here for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and we could just talk about breathwork.
Yeah.
And that just kind of really shows the kind of passion that you have behind it. And also, not only that, what you're doing with your book is it's great because for you, it's cathartic in a way, but also it's going to help others. And that's kind of the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what's so...
I'm getting emotional, but...
That's okay. Get emotional with me. I'm in an emotional mood today.
Yeah, I think... I was scared to do this book. Like, I'm like, who am I to write a book, right? But
why do you have that imposter syndrome?
Because I wasn't academic. I wasn't like a person in school that was like getting good grades. I was in the clouds. I was off in another land. I was choreographing things. I was coming up with outfits. I was singing songs. And to like write a book, I was like, I just don't think I can do this. And I didn't have enough confidence in myself. But through the process, again, like you said, it was cathartic and healing, because this is also the most personal I've been. Publicly, I speak about stuff that's gone on throughout my life, but then also how this practice has helped me. And I think that's what makes me emotional, is because it's helped me a lot. And what is happening?
It's okay. It's the room.
It's
It's the room. Actually, but it's okay. But listen, honestly, let it out, because I've cried and got emotional on this so much, and it's obviously inside of you, right? So just let it out, because it feels great to let these things out.
Can I tell you a story?
Please.
So
tell me everything. Offload on me.
This is like, I sent my mom the PDF of the book, right? And of course she's my mom, so she's going to be supportive and loving and everything. But she just had the most beautiful things to say about it. And also, my stepfather has had a bit of health issues going on. And she was like, Ash, because I was reading this, his heart rate was going, really, really extreme, really, really high. And she sat him down and she's like, okay, I'm going to go through some of Ash's exercises that are in this book. And got his heart rate down to a resting state.
Yeah.
And because they were going to take him to the ER. And she was like, Ash, you're already impacting people and helping people. And it just hit me. And I don't know, because this stuff has just been, it's good shit.
Yeah.
and I want more people to do it.
When you realize, when I say something like that, when I say you're actually going to help people, why does that make you feel emotional?
I don't know, because that would be awesome. And I don't honestly know. I didn't expect to get emotional, but like that would just give it gives it purpose to everything as well. When you go through things and you find something that makes you feel better, like, and it can possibly help others, like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. No, because this is amazing. Because
I know I'm getting so hot because I don't normally get this vulnerable with stuff, but you know what?
Don't worry, I'll be vulnerable with you for a second. So when I don't know if you saw, I went on a run recently.
I saw you went on a run. And that was so powerful.
I keep talking about it, so I need to shut up about it soon.
I loved it.
I'm still, but the reason why I got so emotional on that run, right, is because all of our lives, everyone in here, right, and including you, we all have our boulder and all have our emotion that we're masking, we're pushing up a hill the whole time, and we never really know what each of us are going through, and some are supposedly worse than others, but it's our own experience that we go through.
Yeah.
And I spoke a lot about anxiety, and I can never express to someone the anxiety that I went through. That was just so awful. But doing the run and realizing that what I was doing was actually helping other people.
Yeah.
Man, that's what was getting me emotional each time.
Right.
Because we worry so much about ourselves always, and then when we realize we're helping, that is just an incredible thing.
It is. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is. And like you said, we don't always share the battles that go on internally, but they're going off. So I think that if there's others out there that are possibly suffering from stress and anxiety and an overactive mind, like, this is something that could really possibly help you.
What personal things do you open up in the book?
Well, I lost my father to suicide, which was really challenging and really difficult. My brother has his own struggles as well with mental health that are quite severe. I've lost several loved ones over the last couple of years as well, and that's been tough. Also, I've struggled with sleep, and have had a struggle with that for most of my entire life.
Really?
Again, some of the stress and anxiety that I definitely bring on myself probably. Life could probably be a bit more simpler than I tend to make it. Yeah, and so I open up, a bit more about some stuff that's gone on within my home and my household and my upbringing, and how this has sort of helped me move some of that around, right? Because grief and loss is stuff like it sticks within the body. And so I feel like when I'm doing some of this work that I can feel things releasing.
Do you know what's? I think I think we're buddies, right? And
Yeah.
like I really, whenever I'm with you, and I think other people say the same. You give off this kind of real light and positive, and you make people feel great. You really do, and I think that's what is so interesting, as you said, is that you give off this sort of positive, sunny self, but actually you've had this really tough time, and life has not been easy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not alone. This is the thing, is so many of us, we go through so much. Being human is tough. Life is tough, and nobody gives you a little handbook of like how to handle everything. So we try our best, but there are at least some tools out there that can help you. And I think, growing up dancing, I didn't even quite realize, but probably all that movement and that music, no wonder it was my best friend. It was my escape. It was my meditation. It was my everything, my passion, my love. And once that stopped, I had a big sort of like moment of like, oh God, okay, wait, what do I do with all this now that's existing? And I hadn't processed anything. And I just went on a real journey of trying to find things that could help me, figure out what was going on internally.
If I was a therapist, right, and I was thinking about it, you always go back to like the childhood and you understand what happens there.
Yeah.
So what was childhood like?
Oh God. Jay.
Sorry, you don't have to answer these things. You can go, but I think do you know the reason I ask this, right, is that you've written this book that is going to help so many people, and I really feel that. I really feel like it is, and for people to read it and get it and understand those things, it's going to relate to so many people out there.
Well, let's start first with the positives, because
Yeah.
my dad was a lover of music, a drummer, a percussionist, a goofball, a big kid. I mean, he built like a 2-story platform just so we could jump off of it onto the trampoline, like, and then let's build a basketball court so we can play basketball like out of cement, whatever. So there was this really fun, vibrant side. But then, he had his struggles, and those struggles, I think, just got the best of him. But living in that environment of sort of, what am I going to get?
Wow.
It was tricky and challenging. And I think, when it causes a dysregulated nervous system for sure at a young age. And then, it starts manifesting in the kind of relationships that you have, maybe the way you speak about yourself to yourself, and so many, it kind of, sort of sets the tone of life a bit. But then luckily, thank God, I did have my dancing and my creative outlet and a passion that led me, so many people don't have that. So
No.
I'm grateful for that at least I had that space. But
Your dad was in a very famous band.
oh God, I can hear him now being like, girl. So he
Can you really?
No, because so he dated Mama Cass's sister from the Mamas and the Papas. So he drummed in and out of the band, but he wasn't the full-time drummer. He ended up, because apparently they wanted to go on the road and he didn't want to go travel overseas. So he stayed in Arizona and then met my mom, and the rest is history. But he had his own band, Thornhill, that they toured all throughout the US. But I mean, music was being played in my household morning, noon, and night.
Amazing.
Yeah, which was epic. And he was so creative and so artistic. And but he had his battles like we all do. But I do wish that there was more tools out there, especially for that generation, right? I mean, at least now we're talking about it a bit more.
Yeah, we're talking about it so much, and especially with men.
Yeah.
And you did mention, because in, I think 2018, he took his own life, right?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that happened. I'm so sorry.
Thanks. Yeah. It's people that go through suicide. It's a tricky one to wrap your head around and understand. So yeah, it's tough. But his, the gifts that he's given me still live through me now. I still, whenever I hear music, like I'm connected to him. So, as much as it was hard, I don't want to I want to paint him in a way that was special because, you look at certain people out there that have taken that route that just brought so much light to the world, and you just don't realize that the struggles are going on underneath. What struggles are going on underneath?
No, I know. And you should paint him in this amazing, beautiful light, right? Because that's the most important thing to do. And I have this big thing at the moment, which is where there are so many people out there who keep saying, oh, we got to get over the stigma of mental health. We got to do this about mental health. But actually what is far more powerful is saying, I know someone close to me who's, taken their own life, or I've been through anxiety, I've been through depression, whatever it is, and labeling ourselves much more than just saying it as sort of a blanket thing.
Yeah.
That's really powerful because then people go, oh my God, that person, especially people in the public eye doing it. I think it's so important.
Yeah, this is it. And I think, high five to us first because it's scary to also.
But why are you scared about talking about it? Because I can feel that you.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable in the space that I've been presenting for so many years, right? I've been in this industry a while now. I've been in the Pussycat Dolls and then, maybe hosting and presenting different shows or on panel. And I enjoy
that emotion,
giving out joy and being a bit sassy and having a bit of fun like that. That's what I want to give out to the world, but also by sharing the vulnerability of and being vulnerable, like I say, I'm already getting it's hard for me to speak about this stuff because I don't really speak about it, especially publicly. I mean, my very close group of friends know how I operate, but
Are you a trusting person?
Oh, it takes me a while to let people in fully. I'm very...
Because you're so open and amazing.
And I want people to feel that. I want people to feel safe within my space and that I'm with them and that this is a safe space. But as far as the people that really know me is quite a close, tight circle.
When you think of your dad, what's an overriding emotion or thought you connect to him?
Oh God, music. I mean, just that's it. That's the thing is I know it was really tough to go through what happened, but also the memories of my dad drumming anywhere. I mean, the steering wheel was always, everything was a drum kit. And then again, he was such a big kid. If there was four-wheelers, if there was jet skis, or if there was a tree we could climb, or he on the back of the truck, he'd get a rope with a sled and then just pull me from the truck in the snow. It was always an adventure. And that's the part that I really like to keep with me, because the struggles, I just don't think he had the tools. I don't think he...
Do you understand that as a kid, though?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did as a kid. Mm-hmm.
That's why. That's incredibly self-aware.
My mom thought I was a pretty strange kid. Yeah,
that is quite strange.
I feel like I knew my role within the family and that the cycles were going to break with me and that, that he just was, I looked at him as a little kid that went through a lot and didn't have the tools to work through it all.
And you knew this at what age? What age did you become aware?
Since I can remember. Since I started experiencing certain episodes and stuff with him. Don't get me wrong, it extremely affected me.
Of course it did.
But I was very aware that I was coming in, getting really deep here, but I was aware that I was coming in to the world to break the cycle of what was going on throughout my family.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Well, that's what I felt.
What is your mum like?
Ooh, my mama. Mama Pegs. We call her Mama P.
Mama P.
She is, I love that woman. She's a gem. Thank God for Mama P. Thank God for Mama P. You know what? We actually have gotten closer, I think, over the last few years. Because even though, we talk about my dad a lot, but I was close to my dad, because we had so much in common with music and
dads are your heroes, right?
Yeah. where like my mom and I've really like the last couple of years we've been going on mother-daughter like holidays, spending really proper quality time together. And she just wants the best, you know? She's just a ball of light, and she's just a beautiful human. So I love her dearly.
Must be strong.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. That woman been through a lot. That woman has been through a lot, and she's still such a queen. So, yeah.
It's amazing. It's true. As we get older, you know, we, especially as I like step into sort of this world of like, you know, hopefully touch wood all being well, that I'm going to be a dad, right?
Yes.
Which is just crazy.
Oh
my God, man, it's crazy.
I bet.
You suddenly realize, like, I'm suddenly like realizing like what my parents did. Fuck for me.
Right. Right? New perspective.
That is mad.
I mean,
like everything from the emotional stress to the financial stress to, and you know, my mum went through, and my parents went through a divorce, and then my mum had to like make sure everything was all happy when she was dealing with a breakup, and
right.
and you just don't, and you know, your mum going through something, you know, so many awful things and so many hard things, but then still trying to keep it together.
Yeah, this is it. I know. Honestly, they need a badge of honor. They really do. I haven't quite had that perspective yet, but I give her praise for just being able to handle it in grace.
You were in the Pussycat Dolls, right? And when you went into the Dolls, right? And which was I mean, man, frick, that was a group. Oh, that was a group.
It was a moment.
That was a group. Man, I remember every single boy in my whole school, all 850 of them, were watching every video that ever came out.
Why was that?
Just because we really
loved the songs.
We liked the songs. We liked the choreography. We just wanted to understand that. It was just couldn't keep our eyes away from it.
Yeah, we had some fits.
Yeah, we had, but. When you joined the Dolls and they had so much success, was there a brief period where you thought, I'm healed?
No,
you didn't.
Within the Dolls?
Yeah, because in terms of like, how do I explain this? Let me explain it better.
Yeah.
When you have struggles in life, right, we think there are going to be things, outside things that are going to cure it. Right. Okay, if I get that job, that's going to make me feel better. If I go out with that person, it's going to make me feel better. If I do that, and joining something like the Dolls with the stardom and the things and the validation, was there moments where you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm here, or did you feel completely lost during that period?
Well, listen, it's a different time now. What we speak about within mental health and having awareness of everything, like we didn't have back then. I was just going. I was just on like the road of like A to B to C. So I didn't even realize I needed to be healed. It was just like, okay, all that existed within my family dynamic and growing up, but also that's just what it was. I didn't quite realize like, oh, I could maybe find some tools that would help me understand what is going on, or have a mentor or a therapist or whatever it may be. I just was going. I was on the road to like just one foot in front of the other, which led me, listen, I think that also the way that my life was structured also gave me my drive, and there's positives that came out of it. And being a part of the Dolls we were 1,000 miles an hour. There wasn't time to think. So it wasn't until I think, which we had spoken about in the past, that my body started kind of shutting down, that I was like, oh, okay, wait, maybe we're going a little too long, too hard, too fast. You did a European tour, and you did something like 200 dates or something crazy like that, or something wild. Yeah, we were in like 3 different countries in one day at one point. It was nuts. And again, nobody spoke about like their mental health or how they were feeling. No one said anything. No one said anything. No, I mean, yeah, wasn't until I was like in the hospital that they were like, you probably should take a little moment, just stop for a little second. But explain that moment to me. So you were going, and then what happened? Well, several things. I mean, one, I ended up in the hospital. Like, they thought I was having a brain aneurysm, and then I got viral arthritis. Because while I was in the hospital, which actually was in London, and we spoke about this on your other podcast, but I was ready to get back on the plane. I was like, no, I need to go to Germany. We've got a show to do. So that was my mentality, just like go, give me what I need, and let's get the show moving. And the show must go on, right? So showbiz.
Because
But
that's what you're driven.
yeah, of course.
Driven to think all the time.
Yeah. Like, we've got a show to do. I got to be in Germany. Let's go. And they were like, I think you need to just rest for a little bit. And I was like, no. They're like, well, we need to give you an MRI because we think you're having a brain aneurysm. So as I was on my way to get the MRI, my knee locked up and I ended up getting viral arthritis in the hospital. So I couldn't even walk. And I mean, yeah, so I did have to take a moment. But then, when I also left the dolls, I had shingles across my face. I had eczema all over my entire body. I mean, I talk about this in the book, but there was this acupuncturist that I was going to. She's like, well, if you don't scream, your body's going to scream for you, right? Like, it has to go somewhere.
Your body betrays what the soul feels.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if I would have had breath work, then maybe I would have been able to sort of, help myself out a bit, but that wasn't the case.
How trapped were you within your body?
Ooh, that's a big. I mean, we're all sort of trapped in
Yeah,
there, aren't we?
but emotionally, when you don't feel like there's an outlet, you're right. The body does start screaming. That's a great way that person put it.
A lot of the times when you're in an environment, you're sort of holding things in, right? The anger, you're not necessarily like yelling at that person or getting mad. You're almost like containing it,
Yeah.
and then the vessel's like, you know what I mean? It's got to go somewhere, so it ends up manifesting into shingles or whatever it may be, or maybe you get sick, or your body eventually is like, we'll tell you it's time to slow down.
I've done a lot of therapy, right? And I started doing therapy when I was about 27 years old. And I suddenly started to realize like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was going to get to the age of like 30 and someone was going to open a door and go, come in here are all the secrets. And I was like, brilliant.
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait
more years?
I can't wait to find that out. And then 30 hit and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like everyone is guessing. Everyone doesn't really know what's going on. This is everyone's first. No one's had a dress rehearsal.
No, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a scary moment.
I think Riri said like, fake it till you make it. Like it's just, and it's such a sort of cheesy line, but it's true. Like none of us have it figured out. We're all trying. But at least I think, again, like with doing this book and sharing it, is I want people to be open to trying new things that could help them feel better and help calm down, because anybody, even if you don't have high stress levels and a lot of anxiety, like this kind of stuff will help you just feel good.
Do you think being positive is a coping mechanism or a defense mechanism?
Ooh, that's a good, might be a bit of both,
Because I have that as well. I love being positive.
Yeah.
I really like that. And when I had this in relationships in the past. When I was in relationships and people were being negative, I couldn't handle it. Can't handle that.
Yeah.
Don't bring that in here.
Yeah.
And that wasn't so good. So it wouldn't allow other people to express their emotions in a relationship that well because I didn't.
You didn't hold that space.
I didn't want that space.
Okay.
I'd rather deny that.
Interesting. Not like you mean even at all? Like if
At all, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I never ever liked it.
Interesting. I wonder what that.
And so then when I started doing therapy, I started to understand like how you can open up and understand these different emotions. And then I started to be able to accept negative emotion and realizing that actually being positive all the time, you don't have to be that.
No.
You don't have to be all this heightened stuff all the time. But actually being still and feeling the emotions is a good thing.
Yeah, there was this study actually that like there was a high percentage of people that would rather get electric shock than sit with their own emotions.
What?
Yeah. I mean, and the percentage was like extremely high. So I think that just goes to show, I mean, it's not necessarily fun, but that's sort of how you get through it on the other side and get growth and evolution within yourself. Being positive is a great thing, right?
Totally.
But too much of anything is probably too much.
Do you know, when I spoke about my darker times, which I never had done really before, and I'd opened up about like the way that I felt and things like that, it was so good to share because it made everyone perceive me differently. And they realized that there were different sides to it.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like this book that you're doing is going to do that for you as well, where you show every side of yourself, and that authenticity that is coming out that is what's powerful.
Well, I feel like it's interesting, you and I, right? Because like you said, when you see me, I give off light, and you're the same way. Like when I come into your presence, I know I'm going to get like a burst of joy. But also you were very inspiring to me going on that run and being vulnerable within that. I'm serious. Cause I was like, look, like, wow, like he's really opening up right now. And I was in the midst of writing this book and I was like, okay, like it's time. It's time to sort of be a full human, right? Cause we're not all just one thing. We're so complex. And yeah, I feel like I'm kind of maybe growing up a bit as well, just to be able to share all this. But you were a big inspiration for me
Dude,
during
amen.
that. So, and the thing is I still look at you as this big ball of joy, you know, even though
Same to you.
You know what I mean? So you haven't lost that sparkle. If anything, is probably brighter and reaching more people.
Jude, this is a really annoying question. I actually kind of hate it when people ask these things, but I'm going to ask you because,
Oh God.
well, because I think only because I'm on that path, and I've heard you speak about it. You know, we always talk about there's this silly analogy that people talk about where women get concerned when they think about having kids, right? As they start to get older. Would you at some point want to have kids?
Well, I do open up a bit about this in the book. It has really never been a priority to me. Even as a young kid, I told my mom, I'm like, I don't think I want kids. I don't really care if I get married. It wasn't like I was the girl planning the wedding and seeing the whole like, you know, white picket fence and all that. So, and I kind of kept thinking, well, maybe when I get older, that will shift. And I'm like, has it really shifted? So again, I mean, who knows? Every day, I think we got to allow ourselves to exist in the possibility of waking up the next day and feeling different. Although, you know, as a woman, we've got our biological clocks. But again, going back to
isn't it funny, just quickly, that's so interesting that because it's so funny. There's certain things in life which I find bizarre.
Yeah.
If you said to me, "Do you drink?" and I went, "No, I don't drink," especially in English culture, they go, "Huh."
Yeah.
and I'm not a murderer. I just don't drink. And I think it's sort of the same in life with kids. When someone says, "Do you want to have kids?" and you go, "Well, I don't." People tend to go, "Huh?
What? I know, right?
What? But you're meant to. That's what you're meant to do. And actually, there's no right or wrong way to do life.
I mean, I'm going to say two things. One, I told you I was going to break the cycle. So there's that. Two, I love fluffy babies. I mean, like I could have like a load of dogs and be in heaven. So I think I might just have a little fur family and be so all right with that. I mean, and that's how I feel now. Who knows? Later down the road is 2025. There's all kinds of ways, but that, you know, that I could just have a fur family and be like happy as a pig and you know what?
Pig and shit.
Pig and shit.
I heard that you said, there was once you said, I want to spend my money on traveling because that's my love language.
That's my love language. Oh my God, get me on paper. Like, you're always on a plane. I was like, yeah, I don't have kids. I spend all my money on traveling because that's what I love to do. And I can do it because I don't have kids. Shimmy shake to me.
And do you know what? I swear to God, so many people, whether they want to agree with you or not, are going, fuck, she's right. She's freaking right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I want to have a margarita with a little cute, you know, man coming over and serving it to me. It sounds fabulous. I don't have to go to the kiddie pool.
What do you like in a relationship?
What
do you like when you're in love?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's been many areas of love, but I think that this current one I'm in is quite nice. It's consistent, it's kind, it's thoughtful, it's romantic, it's my nervous system. And honestly, I swear to you, Jamie, it's because I've been doing this work.
Get out of here.
I swear, because there's just been a shift. Even my friends, my closest friends, I said, you know, I've got my close circle. Like, they were like, Ash, like, you're different. Like, something's different. And when you, again, have a shift in perspective, right, how you operate in life then shows up differently. And that sort of...
Because you can react differently? You process things differently?
There's more self-awareness of... I mean, also that, you know, I've gotten older, but my boyfriend's, you know, younger than me. And I was like, first of all, I was like, no, we'll have, you know, this is fun, but like not going to go anywhere serious. But actually, the kind of human that he is, I was like, oh, that, like, my nervous system around you is really calm.
Wow.
You're consistent, transparent, just a beautiful human. And I was like, I want to lean into that instead of the other relationships that sparked up something that was probably what was more familiar to me as considered love, you know?
Did you find in when relationships seem to be hectic and chaotic and dramatic and fiery and that you're like, this is what it should be like. This is what a relationship should be like.
Oh yeah, all the chemicals be going off, the bells, the whistles, and you're like, wee, just rouge flags flowing all over the place. You're like, but you cute,
Waving that red flag, you're like, come on
yeah,
here.
the red flag, woo, doing a parade down the street, and I'm like, yes,
you get over here.
Let's do this.
It's so right, because then when things are like when someone turns up and they're kind and it feels more still, that doesn't feel as exciting. But that is because the way that sometimes our brains work, that calmness and stillness feels boring. But that is what we should be after.
Yeah, but in a sense, it's not boring because we laugh and we have a good time and we're creative together, and there's so many other beautiful nuggets that come with it. So yeah, I honestly am like, when I did lean into him, it's like, well, you know, not physically, or maybe physically, you know, all the leans. I patted myself on the back because I was like,
during it, you went,
yeah, I was like, hold on,
that was good.
Yeah, I like it. You like it? I like it. We like it. And I was like, yes, chica. You're choosing new things. We liked it.
Ashka, how much younger is he than you? Come on.
He's 17 years younger than me.
Let's go.
But look at Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid, 20 years. Nobody even like bats an eye.
You think I give a shit? I don't. I think it's freaking great.
I, in the beginning, was a bit like, ooh, I don't know about this. But again, it was like the kind of person and human that he is, where I was like, I've dated loads of guys my age and older, and they be acting like 13-year-olds.
Completely.
You know what I mean? Emotional intelligence is like of a 5-year-old. So
wow. What do you look for in a relationship? So what do you look for in a person?
Again, like, you know, you want to have a good laugh. I think that's super important. You want to have fun.
Because you're so funny.
And you
are so funny.
You are so funny.
You are.
And the two of you too. I mean, I just can't. I love you guys so much. Yeah, it's having that playfulness, having a laugh. Again, knowing that you're not going to be judged for how you dress or how you operate in the world, or, you know, just being able to be yourself and be fully accepted of that is an awesome space to exist in.
And if someone's listening right to this and they are maybe in a relationship that they know isn't right, but they feel stuck, how do you get out of that?
Well, listen, I'm not, you know, a life coach over here. That's
I feel like you are.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel like you are. Don't worry.
I mean, you know, sometimes we got to do brave things. Like, let me tell you, some of the relationships that I left were not easy ones to walk away from, but I knew in my gut it was what was needed to be done. And it was tough getting on the other side, but thank God that I did, you know? And I think if you can find that courage, that bravery within you, listen to that, act, you know that it's not right for you, right? And like, come on, like this is such a gift that we're here. Like, how do you want to spend it? And I know we cause a lot of chaos ourselves. So having someone by your side that makes you feel better is important. There's a lot going on. You know, we need a good ride or die partner in crime.
100%, man. What is the bravest thing you've done?
Oh gosh. You know, I've done a lot of interesting things. I mean, you talk about I've danced with snakes, and I'm so fearful of those things that felt pretty brave.
But deeply, what is it? What is the thing that you are just the most proud of yourself? You're like, yeah. Is it this book, you think?
I was going to say currently it's definitely this book. I mean, honestly, even though it's ironic because even as I'm talking about something that brings me so much peace and joy and comfort, and it's caused me a lot of anxiety and stress because I'm opening up about things that I haven't spoken about, and I'm also putting myself out there, but the passion overrides that so much. So I'm like, all right, Chica, you just got to do this. And this is a thing, like you said, none of us have it figured out. We're all just trying, and so putting one foot in front of the other, trusting the process, and just showing up anyways, even when you feel a bit like, oh, I'm not quite sure if I could do this. You always get something out of it. There's always a lesson. There's always maybe someone you meet. There's an opportunity that might come in that wouldn't before by, just taking that step. Feel the fear and do it anyways.
I'm so proud of you on that book.
Thank you.
Really, honestly, because I can feel it on you and it's amazing and incredible. I think it's going to be so cathartic for you to open up, and the response you're going to get, because as you said, you're fearful going into it because you worry about what people perceive you as and all these different things. I think on the other side, it's going to be the most beautiful experience of your entire life.
Thank you for saying that.
It will, and I hope it goes to the moon because it deserves to. And after speaking to you today, I cannot wait to read it and get into Breathwork because it's the one thing that I promised myself I'll do and I haven't done it.
You should come to a class with me.
I would love to.
You and Sophie. Like, you
I
should
would
try
really
it out
love
because
to.
honestly, it's quite magical. I mean, I think so.
Can we make that deal and do
Yes.
that? Okay. Okay. This is
swear.
Pinky swear. So
Yeah.
I'm going to come. So it's going to be. I'm going to do it. Me and you solo,
Yes.
and we're going to go and do it.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Okay. Here we go. 8 questions. You ready for this?
No.
Okay. Good. What's a saying or phrase that makes you smile or cheers you up?
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot. I don't know. What's a good one?
I love you. That was so cheesy.
That's so cheesy.
That was so cheesy.
I love you too.
You want a margarita?
Oh, yeah, caliente margarita. Yes, por favor. Oh my God, I've just become that meme when you're like, when you say like gracias at a Mexican restaurant, you're like, por favor, margaritas.
Best compliment anyone's ever given you?
You just right now, honestly, because again, this is scary territory for me. So for you to say you're proud of me, I appreciate that.
What scares you most about yourself?
Woo, yeah, that I just get in my own way, a lot of the time, and I wish, even with this practice like that this is why I have to do this kind of stuff because there's so much going on. So, yeah. Did I answer that?
You did. You answered perfectly. That's it. I totally get it. Apart from today, when was the last time you cried and why?
Woo, the last time I cried. Yeah, I think writing some of this book has been, a bit emotional. So again, the most personal I've been. So it's been one of those, processes where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say that. Okay, ouch.
Is it like that? And your toes curl and you're just like, okay, I'm writing it.
Yeah, and then you read it back because I'm doing the audiobook at the moment,
Wow.
which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
But as I'm reading it out loud, I'm like, oh gosh, right, okay, I'm saying this stuff out loud.
Be brave. It's so important to be. I swear to you, you're going. It's going to be amazing. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you.
I appreciate that also because again, what you've been so open.
I was
through-
so scared.
Yeah.
Oh God, do I talk about this? Do I
Yeah.
not? Oh God, it's
Yeah.
just so personal. And I haven't even been in it's half of what you've been through, but I promise you. What's something you can't let go of?
What can I not let go of? I've got a stuffed animal from when I was a kid. His name's Barney. And I mean, if something happened to this stuffed animal, I don't know what I would do. Do I sound like a tit?
Do you keep it in the bed with you?
Yes, of course I do. It's
Barney's
been like sewed up so many times. Oh my God.
Barney sits in the bed. Yeah.
Barney's
I had
in
something
bed.
called. I used to have things called silkies.
Silkies?
Yeah, silkies.
What is that?
A big silky and a little silky.
Is that a blanket?
It's like a blanket thing.
Okay.
But then
And you let it go because that was a grown-up thing to do.
Yeah, I had
makes
to let it
sense.
go.
Yeah.
Can't been having those silkies in the bed.
Oh my God.
I would have killed people for those silkies. What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh God, probably like Real Housewives of Bev Hills
Sophie's
or
the same.
RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, honestly, I've watched every single season. It's ridiculous.
Sophie watched them over and over. We're back for the
that's so
5th
great.
time watching Desperate Housewives. For the 5th time.
Okay, I
She-
haven't gotten into that one. She
Oh
loved
my
that.
God, it's crazy.
She's pregnant. Let her do what
Let
she
her
needs.
do it. What turns you off?
It's interesting what you said, like about negative people. I feel like that's quite a turn off to me. I mean, I know like we've got to be real about our feelings, but also like I just feel like that negativity can bring you down.
Yeah, and you
Got to
can
stay hopeful in some capacity.
always.
Yeah.
What turns you on?
Turns me on, dancing, listening to music, being with my friends, my chosen family. Yeah.
What do you like most about yourself?
Ooh. I mean, what, like a physical feature?
Yeah, anything. Or it can be anything about yourself.
Like I said earlier, I hope that when people are around me, that they feel like they're in a safe space.
They do.
and that they're seen and that there's a bit of joy that's being spread around. So bleh. Okay, Goldie Hawn's like my icon, and I feel like she like just exudes
She's the
like
best.
she's the best.
Yeah.
So I feel like Goldie Hawn's like my go-to icon.
Okay. Bonus one. Favorite breathing technique to look for in the book?
Oh my gosh, honestly, that is like the hardest question ever because I love them. And the thing is, there's different exercises for different things. So if you want like a bit of dopamine hit, or if you want a bit of serotonin kind of hit, there's different ones. And so depending on how I'm feeling, will depend on which exercise I go to. But I love Breath of Fire, so I'll go with that one.
Breath of Fire?
Breath of Fire is a goodie.
Breath of Fire.
Oh,
yeah.
Honestly, every day, honey, every day.
Ash, you're amazing. I adore you. You're the greatest. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God.